Now, we all remember just a year ago, and literally, it's amazing to think that it was just a year ago. Um, because this is October and it's pre-election day, pre-November 2nd or whatever election day is, the first Tuesday in November. It was just a year ago where we were being told that it's just a petty thing to use a counterfeit bill. It's petty. Any cop that would, try to arrest somebody for using a counterfeit bill is really just a jerk, and he wouldn't do that if it was a glacier glider. And of course, we know that's all lies. It's a very serious crime, regardless of how much you use. Um, but we do know a couple things about the Floyd situation. Is that he used it twice in the same store, was rejected one time, came back a little while later and used it again at the same store. He didn't jump from store to store, which is just like bold. Like, I would never use a counterfeit money in a store, get turned down, and then come back to the same store. I wouldn't even ever come back to that store again. But nevertheless, um, Floyd used, and then he threatened the cashier that rejected him the second time, which is what led to the police being called. Uh, oh, you didn't know that? Oh, you watch too much CNN. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you subscribe to all my channels. The links in the description box. We cover a myriad of topics. Do a live stream Tuesdays and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. on my other channel, Ock Nation TV. You can join the panel. Hit the StreamYard link. Come in, talk to me directly. Um, so, there's no reason to watch CNN anymore or MSNBC. We'll take it from here. But counterfeit money and forgery and all those things are very serious crimes in the United States. And as you see with old Crime Bill Joe, about to make every transaction of $600 or more sent to the IRS. Imagine how many people we're going to have in court for tax evasion, how many people we're going to have in prison for tax evasion. So Crime Bill Joe's already, he can't help it. He don't want to attack the real crime, but he just can't help but to lock people up. And he's making it to where, if they're looking at every little transaction like that, $600 or more, it's like a drag net. You're gonna catch a lot of people doing things that they're not supposed to do. So what do you think is going to happen when it comes to forgeries and counterfeit money? What do you think? You think Joe Biden's going to be easy on that? No. It's going to be a serious crime, just like it was before, but it's going to be more serious.
Joseph Chalmers has plenty of questions to answer after his ex-wife went to police this week saying he had committed fraud not once, not twice, but some 90 times. It seems when Janice Hooker was married to Chalmers, they ran a tax business together. She says in 2012, she and Chalmers divorced, and as of 2014, she was no longer associated with the business. But according to Hooker, Chalmers kept using her name and electronic filing ID number plus other information to prepare taxes. In 2018, 2019, and 2020, he is accused of collecting $29,000, $24,000, and $1,000 from tax preparations, where he forged Hooker's name on more than 40 checks. Neighbors at Chalmers' Southeast Memphis apartment said they saw deputies knock on his door Wednesday and knew something was going on. Others didn't know much about Chalmers or what he was into.
I haven't talked to the man. We don't socialize. I know nothing about him.
Now I can agree with that. I believe this guy. I mean, I lived in the building in apartment building in D.C. and the only people I knew were from the weight room and from the computer room. People that frequented those two areas. I knew. I didn't know the people who lived to the right of me, the left of me. It was like a few people lived across the hall because there's a lot of turnover in the building. I knew one of them, but the people that live two doors down or a few doors down, you don't know those people, and that's pretty good. A quiet neighbor is a good neighbor. A neighbor you don't know is a good neighbor. It's kind of like no news is good news.
I haven't talked to the man. We don't socialize. I know nothing about him.
But it wasn't just filing taxes. In July 2020, the police report says Chalmers applied for a PPP loan for $17,600 and used hookers' information. It also says he applied for a $21,000 PPP loan this year and again used her name.
As you know, the PPP loans, they're forgiving everything under $150,000 because if they charge those things, if they charge for bring charges on the people for all the PPP loans, you're gonna have a disparity because in these inner cities, a lot of brothers and sisters been getting in PPP loans. A lot. And Joe Beasy knows that if he goes after everybody with that, it's going to be a disparity. You're going to have a disparity, Jack. They're going to be dragging in some people left and right. It's not like the $600 transaction thing that I spoke about earlier. That's going to catch everybody. But them PPP loans, them fraudulent PPP loans, if this guy would have just gotten it in his name for $17,000 and what they say $21,000, it would have been forgiven. They forgiven everything under $150 because they know the prison's gonna get sunny. I'm telling you, Jack, a real sunny if he didn't do that.
Applied for a PPP loan for $17,600 and used hookers' information. It also says he applied for a $21,000 PPP loan this year and again used her name. As for 90 counts of forgery and identity theft.
But am I surprised about 90 counts of fraud? Seriously? I mean, I'm not surprised. People will do almost anything.
April Thompson, WREG News Channel 3.